been a premier partner doing implementations in the Mid-Atlantic area with Express. I wanted to introduce Wally Marks. He's one of our lead demo professionals. We've been working with him on several other ones. And with that, I'd like to kick it off to Wally.
All right, great. Thanks, everybody. This is Wally Marks with ServiceNow. Chris, I do have a couple of in-source slides here if you wanted to go through them. Otherwise, we can pass through that. It's up to you.
Yep. This is just a quick letting you know that we've been around for 15 years. We've got a lot of positive awards from the community in the area, and that kind of tells our story in a nutshell. And with that, we can probably jump on into the ease of use and what's making everything work well with Express and why that's been a good solution for people.
All right, great. Well, thank you. Hello, everybody. My name is Wally Marks. I'm a solution consultant. As Chris mentioned, I'm located out in the San Diego area. I've been with ServiceNow for 5 years, and it's my pleasure to be able to talk to you today about ServiceNow Express. It's the first time we've ever introduced a new product. We launched it a few months ago. And I've been on the project since day one, and I'm really proud of this product. And I lead a team of people who do demos and work with customers on a regular basis to talk about the product and in pre-sales and post-sales. And I'm really thrilled and excited about all the different uses and all the success we've had with the product. So what I'm going to do today is take you through a couple slides, and then we're going to get in the product, and I'm going to demo. Two things. Number one, our office here in San Diego is located near Miramar Air Force Base, where our proud fighting Marines are regularly running jet practice runs, and they zoom right over our office and over the ocean. Today's a particularly active day. In fact, I'm looking out the window right now. I can see a couple of Osprey aircraft coming over. We'll probably have some helicopters, and we've had a lot of FA-18s. So I might just pause at a certain point while those machines go over, and I hope, I apologize for that interruption. Secondly, I'd like to invite any questions you might have. Please just type those either into the Q&A tool or the chat tool, and Chris is going to interrupt me at any point during this talk, and I'd love to answer your questions. Throw it at me. I'm happy to play a little game of Stump the Chump, and let's make it interesting. So, moving forward here, I'm going to talk to you for just a minute about who ServiceNow is. We are the enterprise IT cloud company. We, over the past, we're about a 10-year-old company. I'd say we've been on market about 8 years. And in that time, we've really taken over the space. And I would happily, stand by that claim in front of any of our competitors. I believe that, you can see based on our growth, both in customers, employees, and revenue, that we are clearly leading the space for not just IT service management, but service management in general for the enterprise. And that's a new theme we have in 2015, because as you'll see, we can use this tool for more than IT. We can use it to run facilities. We can use it for HR. In our mind, a request is a request. And yes, we have to have certain processes and tools behind each area, and there are specializations. But you'll see that ServiceNow is something that can be configured and is malleable enough to handle a lot of different types of work. And in fact, some of these numbers are a little out of date. We have more customers than that, and we're well over 3,000 employees right now. If you have any more questions on that, you can go to our corporate website. What we've seen in the last number of years is that demand for services, be it IT or any other service throughout the enterprise, is doing nothing but grow. And I know all of you as IT or service professionals know that you are getting more and more demands every day. Businesses are run on technology. There's no getting around it anymore. Managing and servicing that technology, be it, your applications, networks and resources, or, just trying to manage all the devices you've got in the house, whether they're yours or people are bringing them in, requires a totally new system. It better be a robust system, and you want it to be configurable and something that will match the way you work, not the other way around. And that's what ServiceNow Express is. You know, when we started building this tool, we looked out in the market and saw there were a number of different challenges that we wanted to address. Number one was request management, whether it's for IT requests or otherwise. So many people we talk to, especially in the small to medium business size space, are running their request management on email. They don't have a lot of automation, whether it's be for creation of requests or routing and assigning requests. A lot of manual tracking, and frankly, reporting was just non-existent. So we're having a hard time gathering the request, managing the request, and reporting. So if you can't report on your business, you have a hard time being able to grow, manage, understand where your expenses are, where you want to cut, where you want to ask for more funding, and things of that nature. So this tool addresses all this and more, and it's a highly configurable tool, as I was mentioning before. For IT service management, ServiceNow Express offers the core service applications that you want to run your IT business. And we're talking about incident management, along with both problem and change management, as well as being able to create a service catalog and offer automated request systems to your end user. As well, the whole thing is underpinned with a CMDB, configuration management database, which is where you're keeping and tracking and working with your assets. And there's much more. The things that are built into our platform, which are all those small blue boxes below, really make this system a total package. It's, the ability to report on any part of the system, the ability to take, send and receive email and track all that activity, knowledge base that's built right into the tool, and I'm going to show you how we can use that. Survey tools, automated approvals, a mobile app, and the ability to integrate with an open REST API. We looked at what customers wanted. We talked to a lot of customers. We built a number of iterations of this tool. And again, I really think that we're offering a full package here. Just a few other details. The licensing is a click-wrap contract. It's a subscription service on an annual basis. We have complete documentation and user forums. So when we get in that post-sale area and time frame, you'll have a lot of resources to be able to access when you're setting up your system. The infrastructure is something worth mentioning. So let me take a second here. ServiceNow has dedicated and invested a huge amount of time, resources, and money into our infrastructure. If you're a cloud company like we are, what do you have to do? You have to be available and you have to be secure. That's it. Otherwise, you really don't have a business. And you're going to run into a lot of companies out there who are not a cloud company. They'll want you to be on-premise, or they're an on-premise company and say, oh, yeah, we can do cloud. ServiceNow was born in the cloud. We boast, at least, we have a very high rate of availability. Officially, what we say is 99.8, but really what it is 99.99 or more. Sometimes, we actually get into the 5 nines area of availability. No planned maintenance. People ask us what our planned maintenance is. We don't have that, because when we do maintenance on the system, we move over to a different data center, because our high availability, what we call AHA, is actually meaning that your system and your data is running concurrently in 2 data centers. Should one data center go down, you're immediately operational on the other data center. If we have to do planned maintenance, same type of thing. Really, it's a unique system. It leads IT. It leads service management. We have charts that show us against companies like Salesforce or companies like, other cloud companies. Our availability is higher. The number of data centers we have is higher. Our downtime is far lower. That's why I wanted to pause there and talk to you about our infrastructure. We do have dedicated, yeah.
Yeah, Wally, it's Chris. I just wanted to hop in here, and this is something we're consistently seeing and getting feedback from our clients is when it goes from version to version, typically a couple of a year, it's a completely different model that what most people have experienced with, very large or even smaller help desk or full ITSM solutions. And that goes towards the ease of managing the application itself and how it supports the clients without having to do very much lifting at all on the client end.
Absolutely, and I'm glad you brought that up, and especially with Express, because Express is configured, meaning you use the tools that are in the product to make your changes. It's not customized. And such, it makes it a simple proposition to move from one version to another. Like right now, we're migrating. We're going to be in the next couple of months migrating all our Express customers from Eureka, which was our last release, to Fuji, and we expect it to be seamless. Also, for Express customers, when you find that there may come a time when you want to move from Express to our enterprise product, and that is also a seamless flick of the switch migration as well. We spend a lot of time working on that, and as Chris mentioned, it's a fundamentally different process than other vendors. And, it's also, as I mentioned, people ask, what's your downtime for maintenance? We don't really have it. And so, it's that type of thing. It's that different. And then, last thing here, services, packaged services available. Should you want to do some extensive build out of your tool, or maybe you don't have the resources at the time, we do have a highly trained services team to, help you get your tool exactly where you want it to be. All right, let's take a look. This is the exciting part. I stop talking here and jump over. So, folks, you're going to see me do a couple things here. I'm going to go between different roles in the system, as an end user or as an admin, et cetera. And I'm going to show you different parts of the system as well, different viewpoints. And to do that, I'm going to use Google Chrome, I'm going to use Firefox, I'm going to use Safari, and I'm going to use an iPhone simulator. And I'm doing this because it helps me demo. It helps me show you the different parts of the tool. But it also shows you how well we work with different browsers. I'm on a Mac today. It's going to work the same on PC or any other system. And here's the basis. As long as your people, your end users, or anybody on your system has access to the internet and can use one of these browsers, they're going to have access to ServiceNow. Nothing is going to go on the desktop. We're not downloading any software. We're not installing anything on anybody's machine. It's all browser-based. So here we are. We are in the an admin portal for this tool. This is really where we get kind of nuts and bolts and where we can set up the system. As you can see, we've got these boxes here on the screen here, and really what these are just representations and links into the system to allow you to come in. Maybe you want to access some documentation that we have right in here in the system. Easy, quick start stuff like, how do we, get our logo on here? How do I change the login page? How do I get started with, REST APIs and things like that? A lot of the basic information is right here in the tool. And then we can start coming in and doing a number of different things. Now, for demonstration purposes, we're going to pretend that the system is already set up. I'm not going to take you through right now at the front end on how to set it up, because who wants to see that first? Let's see the good stuff. Let's see this thing work. So we've taken a few moments here, but let's look at the end product. Now, what do we want? We want an IT request system such that we can get email out of the way. Now, some people are always going to want to use email. We can cut down on our phone calls, and we can start routing and managing work in a much more regulated fashion. So what we've done here is packaged an end user portal out of box. So, this is the type of thing you can set up within, the first couple of days of when you have the system. what we've got here is an end-user portal with some very basic service catalog items on them that are going to allow people to come in and do a number of different things. And really, what you want to do is have them be able to make a request. So they can come in. Right now, I'm logged in as a guy named Joe Employee. No system access credentials except to get to this portal. And Joe Employee has an issue, and he wants to, let me reload this because I am impersonating Joe Employee, which is something I can do as an admin. So Joe Employee's got a problem. He's going to create an incident, come right in here and say, hey, you know what? I'm having a problem with email. Email is not working for me. And then he's going to put another note in here and say, hurry, I am a busy executive. Nice that he's saying it here rather than yelling at you over the phone. He's going to submit that, and there we go. We've got an incident ticket in the system here. I'm going to press Command-Shift-3 on my Mac here, and I just took a screenshot. And what that allows Joe Employee to do is drag a screenshot over. And he's going to say, I attached a screenshot for, just for proof or something like that. Maybe he's a little edgy today. And we're just going to update that. And now that screenshot and that incident are in the system. And it's as easy as that. And what you're going to see are some emails are going to start coming into me because we've set it up such that whenever an incident ticket gets created, a number of things can happen. First off, the admin's going to know about it. Secondly, anybody who's assigned to the email team will know about it, and we can send out that notification. We can also send out notification via our phones. And so, I as a admin will have an app here that's going to allow me to see all the new incidents in the system here. Now, Joe's hasn't come through here yet, which is fine. It takes a minute to get through different firewalls. But, just a demonstration to you that we can come in and see this information. And we can see all the tickets that are coming through. We can work tickets if we want to. You can have this for your end users, or maybe you just want it for your IT team. But again, a configurable mobile app that is HTML5 and will work with Android and iPhone, as well as tablet. And you can give this to all your people, and all of a sudden, bang, you have them working, the system and doing their work on a remote basis. So that was putting in an incident issue. Pretty easy. And it wasn't that hard to set that up. In fact, that came, create an incident came out of box. There's other things like, maybe he wants his password reset. Now, people ask, is that automated password reset? It's not. But at least now you have a one way for people to come in and request a password and need my password rather than emailing you. So it is a way in your system to have, specific work routed to specific people. It's the same type of thing with, performance problems or reporting outages. And I can create different forms like this for different reasons for different people to access. Now, let me log out as Joe Employee and log in as Annabelle. And Annabelle is on the HR team. And now just a very simple example of how we can handle other requests outside of IT. Under Get Help again, you can see I've got this same list, create an incident, emergency change, employee onboard. I created this for a customer who wanted to see this in a proof of concept. Wally, can you put a form together where my HR people can come in and request a new employee record? I said, absolutely. And they said, we want to be able to see the first name, we want to be able to see the last name, we want the employee title, sales, and then we want employee salary. But that's got to be confidential, and only Annabelle and other people in the system will be able to see that. I said, no problem. And we want to do employee ID and employee location, which we want to be able to pull up off of a choice list. And that's what we did. And now we submit that, and you can see even right here, all we have is a record that ticket went in the system. Nobody can see that confidential information. Now, if we pop back and go into our admin, we're going to be able to see the new open incidents here, and we've got our new employee on board with all that information that we wanted to see. Oops, I actually I created a different field or form here, but I'll show you how easy it is to start adding some of those start adding some of those fields right on here by going to form design. So maybe we want certain people to be able to see, the first name of the person, and we're going to add that under here. Actually, we'll put it right in here, and then we'll want to see last name, and then we'll want to see salary. Let's get that on here, and we'll put that under here. So I'm going to save that. I'm demonstrating to you how easy it is to change a form. A lot of people I talk to say, I have to call support to get a new field on the form. Is that the same here? I said, absolutely not. You can create forms, you can create templates, you can do a lot of different things, and you can have it access controlled. So let me just go here and what do I want to do? I want to reload the form, and you'll see down here, right here, I've got it. There's first name, last name, and that salary right there. I could create a different section. I could do it a little more elegantly if I had more time. But you can see we've got that information right there. Now let me pop over here to Firefox and take a look at incidents. I'm Jane Tech here, and Jane only has, IT roles. She can only see a certain, certain things, certain requests. Let's see what she can see here in this instance. So there's Annabelle with her new employee on board. It's going to come to Jane, and you can see all she can see is the first name and the last name. She can't see that salary because we were able to take that field and put a restriction on it and just say, I only want admins and HR people to be able to see that field. So just demonstrating to you folks some of the capabilities we have there. It took me a little bit off course here in terms of what I wanted to demo, but I thought that was a good thing to show you in the moment there. Again, please throw any questions you want. Let's take a look at some of the emails that have come through. So here we go. Incident has been assigned to group service desk. So very basic, but I was able to send an email out about this password reset. Hey, it's assigned to you. Here's the email one. And we've got an email here that's going to show us what the problem is. We're going to be able to pop back and go right into the ticket, that type of thing, and see that. Now, the emails that come back to the requester, which is Joe Employee, are similar, but have a little bit different functionality.